Alright, here's the stream. Should be able to see my simulator. I'll send you guys a link so you can join it as well. It'll be in the chat, so I'll post it in the chat. Just make sure to change your name to whatever name you're using here once you join the simulator, and I'll admit you into the simulator, the tabletop simulator. Right, is
Nice.
Asher one of you?
Yep, Jay. That's my character name.
Okay. Alright, so welcome to the group. To get started, I'll be introducing you to the rule set we'll be using for our game of old school Dungeons and Dragons. I'll teach you how to play, and then I'll get you ready. After that, we'll take a small break before we start playing. Before we begin though, do you have any questions or concerns about what we're about to do? And maybe you can introduce yourself too if you'd like.
I don't really have any questions or concerns. I'm kind of new. Like, I've been playing a campaign for about 6-7 months at the moment.
Okay, that's good.
But I'm not too experienced, so I do apologize if I'm like, what dice do I use? kind of thing. So I apologize in advance for that.
No worries, yeah, every rule set in every group is different, so it's a pretty valid question.
Yeah, because like I'm very new. Like I haven't really made a character before as well.
Yep, no worries. I'll be helping you with that. Otherwise, yeah, welcome to the group. So, to get started, like I said, I'll introduce you to the game we're playing. We're playing old school Dungeons and Dragons, so how they played it kind of in the 80s and 70s. It's a bit different from how modern D&D is played. It's still a tabletop role-playing game about adventurers who go out to hunt monsters and treasures for gold and glory in the medieval world of Dungeons and Dragons. Naturally, in this game, you as a player will be taking on one of these characters that we'll tell stories about. And how to play is very simple. This game is played with 3 easy steps. First, the Dungeon Master will describe to you, of course, the situation you're in, and then from there, you'll get to have a chance to describe what you want to do based on that situation, with the goal in mind of telling the story of how your character lived and died as an adventurer. And hopefully, you're able to progress and find gold and fame and such, and achieve whatever goals you have in mind for your character. After you made your decision on what you'll do based on the situation, of course, the third step is we determine the results, typically by rolling dice. That's it. So a 3-step process, once again, situation, choice, and then results, right? For character creation, it's very simple as well. So we'll be doing that on the simulator. Any questions on what D&D is, how we play it, or character creation, which we're about to do? Questions or concerns? Otherwise,
I'm alright at the moment.
Okay, yeah, just let me know. So Jay's good to go. Beth, are you good? Or do you have any questions or concerns?
I'm filming all of it.
Alright, sounds good. Yeah. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible and make sure that you're able to understand what we're going over. We just went over the first 3 things, which is introductory, rule set, and of course now we're going to create characters.
Nice.
So for character creation, first thing we're going to do is roll your ability scores. We'll start with Beth. We'll just go down the line. So Beth, you're going to open up the dice tray. If you go to the top left of your screen, you'll see a dice icon. Select that, and then you're going to select 3 6-sided dice. The dice are numbered, so the 6-sided dice has number 6 on it. Click that 3 times, and then click roll on the tray. This will allow you to roll 3 6-sided dice at once.
Yeah, I'm just like figuring out how to get on there. I'm watching it on my. Oh my gosh, I'm like terrible. This
Are you on PC right now or mobile?
I'm on mobile.
Mobile. Okay, I think it still works. It might just be a bit finicky.
Yeah.
If
I
it,
like went to.
yeah.
I press like watch stream, like it's out on my either on my laptop.
Okay. Yeah, it might be better
Because
on
it's
your laptop. It might be easier.
yeah. Because I have like the Discord on my iPad and then the like Twitch on my laptop.
Okay.
I'm
Alright.
trying that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time. In the meantime, if it's alright, while you get that situated, we can help Jay get started too then.
Yeah, do that. That's fair.
Jay, let's start with you then. So, similar, right? Or likewise, open the
Can I
dice tray.
use IRL dice, or would you prefer me to use the simulator?
You can. There is one rule though. You do have to stream your rolls. That way it's fair for the other players. Because we've had a lot of... I don't really care too much, but
Yeah.
we've had a lot of cheaters in the past. Right? They'll just lie about what they're rolling.
Okay. To be fair, I can't be bothered setting up my camera, so it's just me.
Yep, so in the future, if you do want to, you can always
Roll.
use a
There you go.
phone camera, whatever.
6.
6. Alright, good start. Or actually, that's a bad start, but keep going. You've got 5 more to go.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's just luck of the dice. Just a bit of bad luck.
6.
Alright, it's okay.
8.
Oh. Alright.
No.
Your
My gosh.
character's a bit of an
I've
underdog.
never had good luck with dice.
Alright, 3 more. Hopefully this next one's good. Darn.
My god.
Last 2. Just a very unlucky spawn.
This game freaking needs to. Oh yeah.
Final roll. At least you've got 2 hands and feet. Alright, the only decent roll is your charisma. So at least your character knows how to talk. Let's see. Alright. But everything else, you're a bit flawed. Especially your dexterity.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Alright, it's alright, you'll be fine.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
The next step, yeah, it's gonna be a bit difficult for your first time, but you'll be alright, I promise. Let's see. Oh, who's Charlie? That's is that Beth?
Yep.
I'm trying on my iPad.
Alright.
Link to my laptop.
So, Jay, the next step for you is you're going to now select the class. In old school D&D, there were only 7 classes. It was very bare bones, very simple. So the first 4 classes belong to only human races, or the human race. The next 3 are demi-human classes, because back then, if you were a demi-human, you didn't select a class. Your class was your race was a class. You adventured as your race. So elven adventurers, dwarven adventurers, and halfling adventurers would be the 3 demi-human classes. But for humans, they're a lot more diversified and have different classes, different jobs. So those options for humans would be, of course, clerics, fighters, magic users, and thieves. Everyone here is an adventurer, but they will specialize in a particular adventuring skill set or trade. So between those 7 classes, since your character is somewhat intelligent, I'm going to actually recommend magic user to you. However, since you're kind of flawed everywhere, it doesn't really matter too much. For your first time, it might be best for you to be either a fighter because they're so simple and versatile, or a magic user because your intelligence is, probably one of your highest scores.
Yeah. I'd probably prefer to be more so a fighter.
Alright, yeah. Not a bad choice for your first time, especially when your character's kind of bad at everything, so it shouldn't be too bad. Let's see. Alright, so a fighter, very simple. Next up, you're going to roll your hit points, which reflect how hard your character can be hit before they're killed. And for that, you're going to roll a d8. Fighters have the most, like dwarves. So roll 1d8.
Not that one. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what one that one is. Is that the 20 side?
8, d8.
Or the 12 sided?
A d8.
Oh,
It'll be the one with the 8. 8-sided.
That one? Like the diamond looking one?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's a d10. So you see there's a 0 on that one? When you selected it? It's the one with an 8 you want to select. 8, as in, that's a 12-sided die.
My lord. Sorry. I mentioned I was a bit slow.
It's alright. No worries. So,
That one.
there you go. Perfect.
Okay, I got a 2.
Now you do have a penalty of -1 due to your low constitution, so your fighter, she's pretty small. She's pretty young and pretty weak at the start, with 1 hit point only.
Okay.
Alright. Next up, you're going to roll a 3d6 for your money. So, 3 6-siders. Nice. Alright, a decent roll. And now we're going to buy you some armor and weapons. Maybe equipment and supplies if you want it. But as a fighter, when you purchase your starting gear, you're going to focus mainly on armor and weapons since that's your job to fight. Do you want to start with armor or weapons? Or something else?
Start with weapons, please.
Okay, so here are some weapons listed that you can choose from. Naturally, any medieval weapons are available for purchase, and I'll let you know if you have the funds to purchase it. If you don't know which ones you want, I can also recommend some to you.
What about with the dagger?
Dagger's really good for close quarters combat. It costs a total of 4 coppers, a sheath included. Is that fine? Alright, so sheath, dagger. That leaves you with 9 coppers. And would you like another weapon, such as a missile weapon or a better melee weapon? Or do you want to move on to armor? Or something else?
Move on to armor, please.
Sounds good. So when it comes to armor, the ones you can't afford at the moment are either a better helmet, a shield, or a gambeson, which is, padded armor, cloth armor.
I might go with the gambeson.
Sounds good. So that costs 5 coppers, you're down to 4. With your last 4, do you want a better weapon, or do you want to move on to tools, equipment, and supplies?
Equipment and supplies, please.
Alright, so before you buy any equipment supplies, it's recommended you buy a storage item to carry it with. So storage items include pouches, sacks, bags, and such, right? The cheapest ones that I recommend would be either a sack or a knapsack, which both cost 1 copper. A pouch is pretty good too, but that doesn't fit as much gear. It's good on your belt though.
Sack, please.
A sack? Alright. So a sack, unlike a knapsack, you have to carry it by hand, but if it carries more than a knapsack, is that fine?
Yes.
Okay. You have 3 coppers left. Now you can use this for equipment and supplies or tools. So some supplies you might want are every day you need to eat. So the bare minimum is you might want some food, some rations, water skins maybe, bandages for injuries. Other tools and supplies could be like actual tools like hammers and axes, pickaxes, shovels, ropes, spikes. Do you have anything in mind? Or would you like some more examples?
How much for rations and a water skin?
A water skin will cost you 1 copper, and 3 pounds of rations, which is 1 day's worth of rations, is also 1 copper.
Can I get rations and water skin, please?
Of course. With your last copper, do you want to save it or do you want to purchase more gear?
Save it, please.
Sounds good. Alright, the final step is to choose your character's name. So you can either choose it or you can get a random name. We have an old school D&D random name chart here.
I think I'll stick with Asha, please.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Alright. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. And now you're all set, so just sit tight as I help the other two get ready next. Alright, so now it's Beth's turn again. Beth, are you good to go now?
Go off on my laptop. I have to, if I can like rejoin on my laptop.
Okay, you need more time to get set up. Hello?
Your iPad's lagging.
I can't hear you properly, I think, if you're speaking. Alright, well, as she figures that out, I guess we'll move on to Knight. Alright. So, Knight, thank you for your patience. You're next. Do you want to continue as Don, the first level cleric?
Yes.
Alright, sounds good. Just a moment. So, last we left off, your party made it back, or just you made it back to base, and you didn't make any profits when you got back to base. You earned 1 experience point from your combat, but then of course you didn't have any way to eat that day, so to feed yourself yesterday, unless you wanted to go hungry, you had to of course sell out some gear to feed yourself, or you could have taken on a small part-time job. If you decided to take on a small part-time job on your way back to base, you would basically be working an extra shift because you were already working that day, and therefore today you will start out with some exhaustion. You'll lose like a hit point. So, do you want to have just sold something to feed yourself yesterday, or did you want to work overtime to feed yourself? Or how would you have fed yourself yesterday?
Overtime. Also, quick question. Where's the pickaxe that I
Oh yeah,
got
sure.
from the?
You have a pickaxe now. Yeah, we'll annotate that. Thanks for the reminder. Alright, so because you worked overtime yesterday and exhausted yourself and were pretty hungry by the end of the day, you lost a single hit point that day from working overtime. And then you got some sleep, of course. You're not super tired, but you definitely hurt yourself a little bit. You definitely are pretty exhausted. So today, as a consequence, because you basically forced work, you forced march yourself, you're just a bit sleepy and sluggish today. So your status is considered to be tired, right? Which causes a penalty to anything you try to do while you're fatigued. So until you get proper rest. You did sleep for 8 hours or whatever, or try to, but it's not as bad as exhausted. Exhausted is -4. I would say tired is like a -1 or -2. You might be, yeah, like basically sleep deprived. So we'll do sleepy. So your character's or he's just overworked to some extent. He has had a little bit of rest though, so yeah, let's go with tired. So your character's a bit tired right now, and he lost a hit point from extra work yesterday, right? But was able to eat, of course. Was able to afford food, water, and shelter after a day of hard work. All right. Do you have anything you want to prepare before we set out as Dawn? Do you want to change your spell, perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay, which spell would you rather have?
What are the options again? I forgot.
Oh, yeah, just a moment.
Deacon, quick question. Are you able to like kick Beth out of the game so then she can rejoin back?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank you. She was just having some troubles with that, that's all.
Kick her out of the simulator?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think it's good now. Let's see. She's Charlie, right? So. On
Yep.
there. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And then, Beth, just change your name to Beth, of course, on the simulator, so we don't have any confusion. Let's see. All right.
Wait, can you hear me now? By the
Yeah, I
way.
can hear you now. You sound
Yes.
good. Awesome.
Oh my gosh, thanks God. Thank you.
Welcome back. All right. Just a moment. We're gonna finish off Knight's preparation, then we'll come back to you.
Oh good, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. So, Knight, we left off with choosing your spells. You get one level 1 cleric spell then. Which one would you like today?
Since last time the party literally died practically, I would like to take number 1.
All right. Yeah, this is the most common one taken. Cure Light Wounds. It's a healing spell. All right. And because it's your next game, you are allowed to roll a new character once per game. So would you like to roll your next character? And you can recruit this character as a retainer. Like a hireling.
What's a retainer?
A retainer is a loyal servant, right? Kind of like how a knight serves a lord, right? So this person, you will pay them a portion of your spoils. In return, they offer you their services, right? As an adventurer, they'll work for you. It's like a henchman.
I have no copper though.
Right, so you don't have any copper to pay them up front, but when you do get money, you'll give them a portion of it. Typically, you'll give them a half share, is what they're entitled to, and a copper piece a day, or a full share. So, does that make sense? So, a share of the treasure, you have to give them a share.
Sure.
Sure? Alright. And you can roll up this character then. So, go ahead in the simulator, if you're on there, start rolling up the character's abilities.
First one 11.
Alright, keep going.
Second 7. Third 9. Fourth 6. Fifth 9. Sixth 14.
Alright. So, this is a new arrival. Next, you're going to choose this class. I recommend for this one fighter or cleric. What's your pick?
since I'm already a fighter, I would like to pick for that one. Wait, yeah, a fighter.
Oh yeah, since you're already a cleric. So, go ahead and roll a d8 for hit points.
5.
Alright, you have a 9 constitution, so that's plus 0 adjustment. So you have 5 hit points. Next, you can roll 3d6 for your fighter's money. So 3 6-sided dice. Good. Alright, and now you can pick your fighter's equipment. So, what armor and weapons do you want it to start with? Do you want some recommendations, or do you want to pick it?
Does he? I meant, what clothing does he have right now?
I would recommend missile weapons early on, since you don't have enough money to afford armor yet, or good armor.
Oh yeah. Let me check. What's the options?
Some good ones would be a sling and stones, short bow and quiver and arrows, longbow, quiver and arrows, crossbows, latchets. When it comes to melee weapons, you might want a spear, an axe, a mace, a warhammer, a sword. Those are some good ones.
What's a sling again?
A sling? A sling is a small missile weapon. It's like a piece of rope and leather. You spin the rock in there and you sling it at like a, yeah, it's like a slingshot, like a slingshot, but medieval. A medieval sling.
Yeah. Can I get a sling?
A sling? Sure. Yeah. They're very cheap and very, very effective as well. Sling, pouch, stones, 30. Very effective hunting weapons. Alright. You're down to 5 coppers, which is enough for either more weapons or some armor, or if you want, you can move on to other gear such as equipment and supplies.
Since armor currently is quite expensive, I would go on to supplies.
Supplies? Okay. So before you buy any supplies, you'll need a bag of some kind. So I recommend either a knapsack or a sack at the start, maybe a pouch. If you want something better, a basket or a satchel is good. And the best one is a backpack.
Which one of those is the cheapest?
Either a sack, knapsack, or a pouch are all 1 copper each. The best one out of them, I would say, is a knapsack because you can wear it on your back.
Okay, that's that.
Knapsack? Alright. So you're down to 4 coppers. And what additional gear would you like? Any tools, any supplies?
Can I have a morning star?
Morning Star?
Actually, wait. How expensive are rations?
3 rations or days worth of rations is 1 copper.
Like 2 rations, and that's all.
2 sets. Alright, so you have 2 coppers left. You don't want anything else?
Okay, knife.
A knife? So if you buy a knife, you need a sheath. So the only knife you can afford is a small knife. Is that fine? Either a small or a lightweight knife. Alright, you want a small knife? Sounds good. So the difference is a small knife is like a pocket knife, right? Like maybe the size of your finger, right? And then of course a real knife, or just like the size of your hand, and a large one's like the size of your forearm. Let's see. Alright, so you got yourself a small knife on your belt. It's good for cutting, right? Maybe for stabbing too. The last thing for your fighter is he needs a name. So do you want to choose it, or do you want to roll it, or something else?
What about like Dan, but instead of D, it's a B.
Oh, BAHN. Like that? BAHN? Bravo, Alpha, Hotel, November?
Yep.
Okay.
That.
Alright. And then thank you for your patience, Beth. It's your turn again, right? This time for real. Let's see. So to get started, you're going to roll up your ability scores. Select the dice tray, and then select 3 6-siders, and then click roll to begin. Alright, 10. Keep going. By the way, if you're speaking, we can't hear you again. Oh, I think we can hear you now.
Hold my eye a bit closer to me. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you perfectly now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just moved it closer to me. Going. So we got a 10, a 9. Roll again.
Yep, 4 more times.
11.
Good, keep going.
8.
2 more times.
10.
Alright, last roll.
And then 12.
Alright, good. Good job. Alright, next you're going to choose a class. So, like I told Jay, you have 7 options,
Yep.
right? Either cleric, fighter, magic user, thief, or dwarf, elf, or halfling.
Ooh.
And then based on your scores, I recommend either cleric due to your high wisdom, but other good options for you would be either fighter, magic user, elf, and dwarf. The only one I don't recommend are halfling and thief due to your lower dexterity score.
I'll do the first one.
Cleric?
Yeah.
Sounds good. So I did forget to explain, but maybe it's already understood, that fighter class is the best at fighting. So this is for Jay. So as a fighter, you're going to have fighting skill, which allows you to attack twice as fast as anyone else or any other class. So fighters attack at twice the rate, or they attack very strong. So one of your skills is fighting skill, and basically you either make 2 attacks at once or 1 powerful attack. Also, you're able to benefit twice as much from armor. Fighters are very effective at wearing armor, and they know how to use and protect the gaps in their armor, if they do wear armor at all. So that's the main benefit of being a fighter. For a cleric, you're a clergyman, right? Like a holy warrior. Your main job is to use the power of your god to compel evil and to help your companions, right? By either praying for spells or compelling undead to flee your position, right? So, or be protected from them, leave you alone. So that's your main job as a cleric. Next, now that you've chosen your class, you're going to roll your hit points. Clerics are pretty good at fighting, and they have a decent amount of hit points. They get 1d6 worth of hit points. So, roll 1d6 for hit points when ready. Oh, yours is a very young and small cleric, so she only has 1 hit point. Brand new, right? Very
Brand new, just into the job.
Yeah. Alright.
Oops.
It's alright. Last roll is for your money, 3d6. 3 6-siders.
3d6. 1, 2, 3. Please.
Nice.
11.
So immediately we have to spend 3 on a holy symbol, right? This is like your crucifix. Without this, you can't properly pray. Let's see. Or compel evil. So you're down to 8 coppers for any additional gear you might want, which includes armor, weapons, and equipment supplies. What kind of armor and weapons would you like?
Good question. I'm just looking at the weapons right now. What? Going through. So I have 8 left.
You have 8. Yep.
So armor. I'm like trying to make sure. Doing math in my head. 5. So that'll be. So. Can I get a club?
Yep. Club is a good choice. This is technically a spiked club. It's a very good weapon. Good against armor. It costs 3 coppers. You're down to 5.
For armor, can I get the the
Gambison?
Gimson?
Yep.
Yes, thank you, sorry.
That
Yeah.
is the
And
padded
then
body
I'm
armor.
out.
Alright. That's good.
Oh, go. Thank you.
Perfect. Final step is to choose a name for your cleric.
Oof. I'm just going name generator. I'm just gonna go on my laptop. Be like generator.
Right, so you can generate a random name. We also have an old school name
Yeah.
generator as well, if you want to use this instead. I'll make
Oh
an
wait,
old
oh yeah,
school
true.
style name.
Oh my gosh, I completely blanked out there.
So if you want to generate an old school style name, you have to roll for it. And that would be a percentile die and a d6 together. Percentile is the one with 2 zeros, and the 6-sider, of course,
Yep.
is the one you are familiar with.
I'm just gonna go for the my generator on my
Good to go.
like
Go ahead.
give me a second. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, take your time. No worries.
Actually, let's just do that. We'll do the roll full name.
Okay, sure. So go ahead and roll
Yep.
percentile and a d6.
It's a percentile.
The one with the 2 zeros at the bottom of the dice listings.
And then the 6. Okay. Roll.
Perfect. So how this
33.
works is the percentile, which is 30, will represent the actual syllable, and the 6-sider represents the chart. So we're on chart 1 through 3, and you got 30, so you got DAN for the first part of your name. And this is, of course, a generator. You can, of course, adjust your name as you see fit. This is just to kind of generate an old school style name. You can edit it if you want. But go ahead and roll again for the second syllable to your name. Alright, so 42.
Boy.
So you got EK. So DANEK. Now, DANEK might sound like a man's name, so if you want to make it sound feminine, that's fine too. You can add like an A or an E or an I if you'd like, or an IS. So if you want it to sound more feminine, because you've got a masculine name, so you'll probably be a man. Is that fine? Or do you want to make it feminine?
Being man. I got what it is.
You want to go with what it is? Alright, sounds good.
Yes.
Very well. So, we've just finished character preparation. You guys are all ready to play now. But before we start, we're going to be taking a break. And before our break, do any of you have any questions or concerns about what we just did? We just finished character creation.
Nah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for the help, by the way.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for dealing with our slow asses.
No, you're
We
good. You're good.
appreciate it.
1 rolls.
Alright, good job. And then Knight, are you good to go before we take our break? Just gotta make sure. Or he might already be on his break, it sounds like. Okay. So come back in 5 minutes. I'll put a timer down. So then when you come back, we'll start the game.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you. See you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes have passed, so your break is over. Before we start, I'm just going to make sure everyone's here. So, just a quick check with everyone. If you're unmuted, I'm going to assume you're here, but if not... Okay, looks like everyone's unmuted, so we're good to go. Alright, to get started, I'll be describing to you the situation. And part of the situation will include kind of an introduction to the campaign, a background, and then of course the scene. So, for the introduction to your group and the campaign, which is a series of adventures, you are joining the Shoreline base camp campaign. So, the idea is that adventurers from across the sea, or settlers and such as well, have journeyed to the southern shores, or the northern shores of the southern lands, in search of not just a new place to call home, but fame and fortune as well, right? Especially for those who are adventurers. Before this, you had little to nothing to your name. At the very least, you're freemen, but you're poor, and you're hungry, and homeless, right? So you arrive at the Shoreline base camp, which is a small settlement that was established about a month ago now by Mixon of House Mitch, an actual player character who hasn't been around for a while, but he's one of the oldest houses and has some of the oldest characters in our campaigns. We're at the Shoreline base camp. It is a cold winter day in December upon your arrival, and your band of 3 have joined up with a survivor who made it back from his first expedition just yesterday. His name is Don, the Acolyte of House 9. And your recent arrivals, right? We have BAHN, the veteran, from the same lands as Don. And we have DANEK of House Beth, and we have Asher of House J, right? 2 new characters from unknown households, right? So they're the first of their kin to arrive on these shores, seeking adventure. Your job is adventurer, but you will have a particular role in this group. And you've formed a team here, that's the idea. If you would rather do something else, that's fine too, of course, but this is just prior to your existence. This is what happened, of course, or had already occurred. You formed a team up here at the Shoreline base camp, and you're preparing for an expedition, right? The last group set out to go extract salt from a nearby cave, and they failed. After arriving there, they realized that it was also occupied by a hostile force, a group of people that are considered to be cannibals and murderers, right? They've been raiding, pillaging across our lands, and are also understood to be the natives of these lands. Or at least they were living here before us, right? So they've been attacking our settlers and stealing women and children and even adventurers for food, right? They eat other people, which is what is understood about these people so far. They are not a peaceful people. They're very dangerous. The Shoreline base camp is not much, to be honest, right? When you arrive on these shores, you're hoping for a good and new life, but it's similar to your old life. At the very least, you've got freedom. And the base is considered to be very much in terrible shape. At the very least, there's open fires, a place to rest, a place to sleep, safety in numbers and such, but the people here are doing terribly. The settlers are sickly, wounded, hungry, and starving and such, right? Diseased. The adventurers here are struggling to take care of themselves. Many are wounded as well, or down on their luck. And there are some tradesmen from across the sea here trying to sell their goods to the field settlers here, but there's not much to really buy. They're hoping that if anyone's capable, they're bringing back the wood that can be provided and harvested in these lands. Naturally, this is a wooded area, heavily wooded, so the main source of income is, of course, for your settlers, is lumber, right? Collecting wood out here. But you can't do that if you're hungry, sick, and wounded. So you're 4. You know the background, you know the situation, right? This base needs a lot of work. There's plenty of work to get done, but you're probably looking for adventuring work, right? Dangerous and high risk and high reward type of work, right? Monster hunting, treasure hunting type of work. there's plenty of that to be found. So some ideas before you guys make a plan and take your first action is, if you want to go adventuring, the last report on the cave to the southeast, which is a very valuable location due to the salt vein there. It's understood that it was last occupied by, reportedly, 4 cannibals. One was killed. There was originally 5, but there should be maybe at least 4 left at that cave if they haven't changed or made any changes to their group. So if you want, you can go hunt them down. There's a small reward that's been paid by the base. They've rounded up what few taxes they can tax from the settlers here, and they're promising that if you are to clear that cave, you are to become the new owner of the cave. Aside from that, they'll even pay for to have those cannibals killed. The taxes have been rounded up. They haven't been able to round up a lot of money, but they brought up 1 copper for every head you bring back. So Mixon, right, pulled in some taxes from the settlers here. He rounded up enough money, so if you bring back any of those cannibals' heads, he'll pay you 1 copper for it, which is like $100 US, right, a day's pay for killing a single cannibal. It's not much really, but it's better than nothing, right? So other adventuring work is also available to you. There have been rumors of a strange place to the southeast, discovered on the borders of the Wolf Den and Outpost, or the Elven lands. So far to the southeast, mostly south, a strange part in the woods was discovered. Basically, some kind of strange temple ruin out there was spotted by some of the settlers who have ventured far into those lands looking to help the elves, right? So they spotted a ruined temple to the southeast. If you're interested in exploring it, there could be plenty of monsters and treasures to plunder from it. That would be the most adventuring type work. And if you want to go to war, this settlement's technically at war with not just bandits and outlaws to the northeast, Vikings, right? They're also at war with cannibals, right? The cannibals have been raiding across our lands. They took our more recent established base that we made, which is the Wolf Den base camp southeast of us. We lost it to the cannibals, so let's see. It's understood to be occupied by cannibals now. As for the numbers there, it's not too certain. I think there was last reported to be like 9 maybe, but I'll double check actually. Alright, there's maybe, yeah, I mean they mostly abandoned it, looks like. They're not leaving too many there. So alright, last reports were maybe about 3 cannibals spotted near Wolf Den base camp. Alright, so what do you guys think you want to do today? You want to, oh yeah, I'll let you guys discuss. You can make a plan now.
Like,
it would be good to like reinforce the base camp, because you were saying that it needs a lot of work getting done.
That's true.
But we would also have to like go on a somewhat adventure to be able to get resources to be able to fix up the base camp.
That's true.
Because neither of us have the resources to be able to actually set it up, build it up. We each have I know I have rations and a water skin. I know Dan has rations as well.
That's
so ban, sorry. So we'd also have to go hunting because we only have a day's worth. So that's just me, like, picking up on what's been said. So I don't know what you guys would like to do.
Me and Jay are still very, very young. And like, well, not young, well, small. Because the fact of we rolled ones for our characters.
Yeah, combat might be a
Um,
last resort for the two of you, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, combat will be the last resort. So I'm like worried about but we do need the resources. Because I have literally 0 resources. Because all I have is my club and my armor. And I'm like looking at the map, I'm like looking at all like the different things. Because we have like spiders, wolves, and deers, and goblins. That's like all. And it's like all different trees of wood.
Well, I personally don't have weapons, like an axe or anything, to be able to get resources from the wood, like the forest. So I don't really have the resources for that.
Yeah, with my club. I'm joking. Just a thought.
We also have the coastline, so
Ooh, fishing.
yeah,
We can fish for like our food for now, but we don't have any like fishing rods.
we don't have any net
Yeah.
and very low likelihood of catching it with your bare hands.
Well, I can hit them with my club and go whack, and then leave fish now. Sorry, I love my club. The club.
Alright, so some good ideas going around, mostly focused
Right.
around survival, getting food and resources.
What are you thinking, Knight?
Well, technically, there's 4 of us and plus presumed 4 cannibals. So technically, with 2 ranges, it is a given that probably at least 2 of them will die, and 4 versus 2 seems like a pretty plausible win.
You have like our all because we used to have that set up at the wolf den. So when our resources still be at the wolf den?
Yeah, but there's cannibals there.
3, but there's 4
There's
at the
3,
Saltbank.
then there's 4 at the Saltbank Cave, and then there's 26 at their camp, which isn't too far away from that. I feel if we were to go anywhere near there, I feel like we'd have more safety going to the outpost first and seeing if they're still there. And seeing if we can get any help from the outpost, if there are people there. See if we can get any resources and stuff.
Yep. So the
Before
outpost is
throwing lives on the line and getting eaten alive.
this is
You
an elf
invited
outpost,
Jeffrey Dahmer.
and it looks over.
Pardon?
This outpost belongs to the elves, so they might be able to help you. We have.
I trust elves more than cannibals.
Yeah. So Nat, what
And
do
I
you
think that's a fair argument.
I need to change my word. Sorry. My world does not taste good right now.
Alright, so we've got a bunch of ideas going around, but it sounds like the more solid plan, or at least the first action we might want to take, is to set out for the outpost. See if we can get any help there. Is that right?
I feel like that's the best idea. Go to Outpost for help to get the
Let's
cannibals
hope
out.
the elves will help
Like
us.
us. Ooh.
You have heard about
Got
the
this.
elves, and they are currently at war with another race of demi-humans, known as the Goblin
Ooh.
race. Goblins have been visiting their lands in the night to cut down their mighty trees, right? So goblins are currently at war with the elves, right? They're raiding the elf lands of trees. So they're occupied already, and that's what you've heard. And they are actually hiring on human mercenaries to help them fight their war to the south, so they don't lose their own kin, right? And a few mercenaries have
So
joined the battle. Oh, go ahead.
Oops, sorry. I was just gonna say, if they are hiring humans for mercenaries, we would be able to help them even if we aren't able to pay them with coppers, if we don't have much money to be able to pay them back for resources. If we do get the help, we can help them in the war.
Like service, because
Like for service, still get their payment in, kind of.
yeah, and like, do you know when you talked about do you see like the ring of like the trees near the goblins? That's where like the temple was, as well.
Yep. There's
So,
reportedly a
we can
temple
do that as
ruin
well.
here.
Yeah, because we don't know what's in temple, so it could be like goblins.
More than likelihood, it's on their territory.
Or the goblins, and like they're probably all around here.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, I know you can't. Oh my gosh, I'm like moving my cursor around that area. But yeah, I feel like that's our best idea. Going asking the elves for help, and then if they would like, we can help them with service of helping them take out the goblins who are cutting down the trees.
They're at war with, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all on board. Or Don was talking about cannibals. If you want to go hunt cannibals instead. But Don, do you agree with Gage?
I don't have the, like, I wouldn't say I have the, forgot the word for it.
Points for it?
But I only have a close range melee. I am a fighter, yes, but I don't think I will be able to fight them well. I feel if I do go hunting for cannibals, I'll get severely injured.
Yeah, Astrid, your loadout looks like you're equipped mostly for scouting and close quarters combat, right? So out in the open, you would be at a great disadvantage.
Yeah. We don't know what weapons the cannibals have as well.
So you'll be suited for trench combat if you can even make it into an enemy trench. You'd be suited for the temple ruin, right? If you were able to enter and do close quarter exploration, right, in combat.
Yes.
But the cannibals, they might, if you manage to enter the cave, it might be decent, right? Because caves are close quarters combat.
I got my club as well. Sorry, I love my club.
Yeah, club is also for close quarters combat, so
yeah,
pretty
so I'll
effective.
wing in that.
At war, though, your weapons are pretty useless unless you can close the distance on the enemy, right? And from what you've heard, the goblins are well armored and equipped. They use the wood from the forest that they've been pillaging to build their bows. They use the iron from the mountains that they've been mining in to build their armor and weapons like swords and axes, maces. So the Goblin War is pretty deadly. Every single expedition that chose to go to the Goblin front were basically sent out on suicide missions to scout out the enemy positions, and few of them would make it back to report an enemy position out there. One group made it back with one wounded character, and that's about it, and they got a single kill. And all they confirmed was the enemy are still present, right, in the trenches. The idea is that there's a enemy trench north of where they're harvesting wood, and as the wood continues to be more cleared and cleared out, they'll push their trenches further north, right?
Now it will come up to us, but we need to get resources to help with the war.
Do you have better luck going to the goblins if they have the wood handy and then they also have new weapons and that?
Mm-hmm. If you manage to pass their trench line or their defensive lines and get into their working camps where they're cutting down trees, you will be able to ambush them, right?
Sneak in, like go around the back and sneak in.
Oh yeah, maybe pass their trenches, sneak around, right? Enter their lands from the east.
West. Enter through the temple ruins through the mountains.
Yeah, but also gonna have to be careful since they do have far range weapons if they see us coming over the ridge.
Because
Because their trench line would be pretty far out.
Alright, so also it's reported that, as you're making plans this morning, some of the settlers last night, at least the watchmen, report that they've been having sightings of Vikings on the coast. So they think that the Vikings are scouting at the shoreline, and there might be an attack today, right? So they're looking to hire extra men for the watch. If you want to join that too, you'll just have to wait at the base all day until the attack begins. So there could be an attack on the shoreline. Most of the time, though, what happens is the shoreline is completely evacuated, and they allow the Vikings to raid and pillage. And the only ones who suffer are typically the settlers who can't flee on time, right? So the wounded, the sickly, the elderly are typically left behind for the Vikings.
oh
It's so sad.
no.
Do you want to help your settlement? There might be an attack today. There's reports on enemy spies, right, that have been spotted, looking over the...
How many like that? The question is how many Vikings? Is it like the whole clan or like just the warriors?
You ask about their numbers. Let's see what the guards have to say. Alright, so from their last reports, let's see, these sea raiders, no, this is not confirmed, but this is just their estimation based on the knowledge and information they've gathered on the enemy so far, or past knowledge.
Vikings like have a lot of people.
They believe that they might be approaching with a force of 24 at the very least, more or less. So about 26 men is their estimate on the approaching enemy force. Now, that's why the base has to be completely abandoned. This is what happens typically at least a few times a week. The Vikings will come in, take their share of what has been gathered. Typically it's food that they take, but sometimes it's more. They might take slaves. They might just wreak havoc on the camp, kick up fires and destroy shelters and such, right? Steal firewood. That's about it. So they'll take their toll, or they'll take what they want basically whenever they want. The shoreline doesn't do much about it.
Because I was just looking at the chat. Knight said the camels last time, because he's like the camels last time I checked had melee. Thanks, Knight. Sorry, I was like reading the chat, the voice call chat.
Yeah. So if you want to help out, the main thing that they're paying mercenaries for is to help evacuate and protect the settlers that are able to flee the base, right? In case the Vikings decide to track us down or pursue us outside of the base, right? So
we're leaving all those other people.
If you're brave enough, you can form your own team and face off with the Vikings, but that would be almost suicide of the small team of 4.
Because Vikings are ruthless.
Plus they're barbaric, so they'll just go guns a-blazing. So very low chance that we will get out of there alive. If we do come out alive, and then, well, more than likely become their slaves. Or they'll use us for some sort of mission.
Yeah, it would be very difficult. Very difficult life.
Yeah, overall they'd have the power over us. So that would be very not smart.
Nope. But we can still help out and stuff, right?
We won't do too much help though, because we have that small number.
Sure.
What are 3 people gonna do to save an entire village?
We have 4, because Knight has his.
Oh yeah, BAHN has the other character.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
So technically we have 4,
but still
low numbers.
And of course, this cave out there to the southeast, it's a pretty large natural cave. It could be used as a base. So if we can clear the cannibals out, possibly even some settlers could evacuate or start settling the cave, right? Living out there at the cave.
The Salt Vein Cave.
Yeah, the Salt Vein Cave is currently occupied by an enemy force. If you want to
That's
try to take them on.
Very dangerous.
4 lightly equipped, recruit adventurers against 4 well-equipped cannibals. The reports are that most of their gear was looted off of other past expeditions, right? So they have the same armor and weapons as you. And they're considered to be all fighters, right? So they're very deadly in close combat.
Okay.
They'll say something, I was like, I'll just pray them away. No, I can't do that. Scare them away with it.
Yeah, compel them.
Oh, true. Wait, how good is my magic anyways? My compelling.
It's mainly effective against undead. When it comes to
Oh,
spells, though, certain spells could help you, right?
Necromancy.
So, if you looked, you had 8 different options for your spells, which you picked to cure light wounds, I think, right? Or did you pick one yet? No, you didn't pick one yet, so you can still pick one. Some spells that could help you in negotiations. Detect evil allows you to find out if anyone has ill intent toward you, and also actually, you'll be able to see evil within them, possibly. Another good one that can help with negotiations is light. Light could blind an enemy. Cure wounds if you are going to be combative in the negotiations, because you can also reverse it and do cause light wounds instead. It is a touch spell though, so you have to touch them before you can cause light wounds. Protection from evil is good too. This actually gives you magical protection, right? Divine protection from anything that wants to do you harm. Something good in negotiations too could be removing fear or causing fear, right? If you reverse it, you can cause fear, so you can magically or compel someone to fear you. So, which could be very good in negotiations. Resist cold is pretty good too. This will also be reversed as resist heat. Right? Purify food and water is good too. Some people could also reverse and cause it to be the opposite of purify, right? To taint food and water. So.
3 of them, I'm like, oh no. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch up, screams like eeny, meeny, miny.
Most clerics take this spell though. Cure light wounds. You can change it any day, or once a day. So tomorrow you can, or next game you can always change it.
That's what I can use against them. I was thinking about the remove fear, but you reverse it to make the cannibals fear us.
Yeah, it can cause fear.
Yeah, so I'm yeah, let's do that one so I can make them fear us if we
Sounds
do
good.
go to the cannibals.
Yeah, they will definitely help out. So that's the one that DANEK has memorized. He memorized remove fear.
That as well on my notes. Because I have my thing. Oh, close. Yeah. Okay, I wrote that down. So, Knight, what are you feeling what to do? Because, so,
Yeah, we should decide at some point. We've taken a lot of time and consideration on our plans and preparations.
Yeah.
So we need to take action soon.
So, taking a lot of time out of the day where we're still at base camp, but we're still worried about the Vikings coming. So we gotta move
and
now.
Cannibals, and then getting stuck in the wall between the goblins and elves. There's a lot going on. We're just trying to find the safest route at the moment.
I'm honestly fine with any expedition.
So Don is open to anything. We have a few ideas going around. We can either help the shoreline base, we can go after the cannibals, or we can help the elves, right? Those are a few different ideas. Some other ones to keep in mind though too as well is optional. You can go hunting giant spiders. Their silk and meat and carapaces and poison glands are pretty valuable to merchants from across the sea.
Ooh.
Or you can go to the temple ruin to find what is unknown. Rumored, of course, to be lost treasures and monsters down there, right? Old temple ruin. What do we think? Monster hunting, dungeon delving.
I'm
Defend the
feeling cannibal. Wait, hold on, that
cannibals.
just went in. Vikings or cannibals like this. That's small. Yeah. Jay, what are you feeling?
I was looking more so at either helping the elves or looking at the temple ruin.
Yeah. Because we don't know, like, what's in the temple run. That could have, like, so much stuff we can use to resource.
But it could also be empty by being raided by other people.
Ooh.
Temple ruins sounds like the safest option other than scouting and probably dying and Vikings.
Yeah.
They're playing an attack against the shoreline, which is where we are right now. Around where we are.
Yeah, it's north, but
Yeah, no, I don't know. We're gonna have to walk all the way down there.
temple ruin.
Yeah. What do you feel like is? What I think.
Shall we explore the temple
I
ruin?
feel like temple ruin's the safest option, especially for our first night arriving. Don't really want to get stuck in a war first night in, and plus we need to move fast.
Alright.
What are you feeling? Temple
Pretty
run?
controlled environment, temple
Yeah.
ruin.
Yeah. I for temple run.
So 2 for temple ruin. Don, you're on board?
Yep.
3 of 3. Very well. So to begin our expedition, we'll need to set a course of travel then. Do you want to begin by traveling southeast or just south? The safest route might be to go south to avoid the cannibals, and then maybe southeast later, right? After you reach the outpost.
South. Because then
Yeah, south.
we can, and if there's people there, we can talk and see what's up. And then if they have any like information on the temple, we can ask them.
Alright, sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go to the outpost and then out to the temple.
Every grid represents roughly 1 league of distance, so about 3 miles. And therefore, the shoreline to the outpost is roughly 3 miles away. In the wooded territory, you're slowed by 33% movement speed penalty. However, your party marches at the rate of medium footman, half speed, given that you march at the rate of the slowest man in your team, so those who are lightly armored, carrying more than 40 pounds of gear, are considered medium footmen. Let's see, Asher looks like a light footman, or maybe a medium footman, so it's 20, 22, 23, 25. Oh no, yeah, light footman there, so you're moving at 75% speed. Don is a light footman, 75% speed. BAHN is a light footman. DANEK is a light footman. Alright, we're moving at 75% speed, so 3 miles an hour. So, slowed by 33%, so 2 miles an hour by the woods. So, it should take you 1.5 hours to reach the outpost. And we'll say that you begin the day at 9 o'clock. You spend about an hour at the shoreline base camp making plans, right? Or going over your plans. So at 9 o'clock,
Shoreline.
you're able to set out. It should take us until 10:30. Now, before we set out, after you just finished making your plans, you realize your crew hasn't had any breakfast this morning, so you have the hunger penalty. You woke up, you gather your team, and you're poor and hungry, right? So before we set out, if you wanna eat first, and you can do that, right? We have some of you have rations, so you can share your rations, and the team can eat, right? So without eating, you will have a water
Yeah, I have.
penalty.
Who doesn't have rations?
Dawn and
Can
Danik.
I just like make Dan take one ration and give one to Dan?
Yep. Yeah. So Don or Dan can share his food. He has or
I'll share
Bon
part
has
of my
rations.
ration
Okay.
with Danek.
Danik. All right. So Asher, you have one ration left. You ate one. Danik ate one, and then Bon, you have 4 rations left. You ate one, and Don ate one. All right. So we're good. Your team has been fed. Before you set out,
Yeah.
you guys munched on some rations. Took you about almost like 10 minutes. Quickly scarfed down some food, and you begin your expedition southward. On your way there, we're going to be rolling to see if there are any encounters or if anything happens during your travels. Those are the only risks that are involved with taking such an action, or the main risk. So first we'll check for any wandering monsters in the woods. Very low chance, but there's a chance. 2 ones indicate an encounter with a wandering monster. Alright, we'll check for wandering animals. We'll check for small game. There was small game encountered. There's automatically going to be an encounter with turkeys at some point. Small game are encountered later during the march, but on your way through your own lands, the forest here, you will come across signs of turkeys, right? And your characters understand or should know that these lands belong to Mixon, or he claims these lands, and he has made it a rule that the turkeys shall not be hunted due to overhunting. And if you are to hunt them and are to be discovered, you would be considered a poacher and to be a lawbreaker and will be punished, right? So do you want to pursue the turkeys, leave them alone, and move on, or something else as you come across signs of turkeys?
Leave them alone.
Yeah. I'm like, damn it. But yeah, leave them alone. I understand the meaning of leave animals alone if they're
Wild
being
turkeys
overpoached. Cause
Yeah.
that was really bad
be
for the
overhunted.
Tasmanian devil, so yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
So your travels continue southward, and about a quarter grid through the elf territories, you come across small game that is not illegal to hunt, unless the elves claim it, right? But it's wintertime, and your group comes across 2 rabbits. It's a D3 worth of rabbits. So 2 rabbits are spotted from your position, or actually let's see if we're surprised or not. We are not surprised. They are not surprised. So what is first found are their tracks, okay? And you found their tracks in the snow. They are fresh tracks. Given how old the tracks are, you think that they are maybe around 120 yards away, right? Do you want to follow their tracks, or do you want to continue south to the outpost?
Due to having low rations, I'd like to follow.
Alright, Asher.
Or go up.
Danik agrees. Don, do you have any input, or do you agree as well?
Agree.
Alright, your team will take some time to hunt down these rabbits. The first step is to actually find them, right? So we found their tracks, and we'll follow their tracks. You can carefully follow them, which means slow and careful, like so crouch movement through the snow, looking for any signs of the rabbits as you follow the tracks. Alright, at the distance of 10 yards, 30 feet, after carefully moving through this snow-covered forest, you finally spot a rabbit, right? And we're gonna see if it heard you during your approach. It did not. So there's a 2 in 6 chance it does not hear you, or I meant that it does hear you during your approach, right? Any closer, you might startle it. So you moved up as close as you could, and at 10 yards, so 30 feet, you see a rabbit just around a tree, right? You see its ears have perched up a bit. Maybe it hears you. Maybe it starts to smell you. But at 30 feet, you see 2 rabbits, right? Do you guys want to open fire, or do you want to get closer, or something else?
Get too close, they're gonna get spooked. But the fact if we throw something that can also spook them because of them. I have rabbits or bunnies, and if you spook them, they're sprinting off. So we could set up a trap like someone walks around back and then
But we
Either.
don't have the resources for that.
oh, you got me there because I'm like
It'll take time to build
trying
a
to
trap.
think.
Yeah, you'll need to.
I'd like to sneak up a bit more.
So sneak.
Sneak up closer. Okay, so Asher plans to sneak
Yes,
up
please.
closer with a dagger, right? But before you start moving, we do have two guys who actually have hunting weapons and they can fire it from a distance. So Don is equipped with the light crossbow and BAHN is equipped with a hunting sling. So if you move before they fire, you might scare the rabbits off. So if they want, they can try to fire before you move, right? But if they fire, right
Yes.
after they fire, you guys can advance or charge the rabbits with your daggers. Or you can just choose to sneak up to them. If you sneak up to them and they don't hear you, you can get the drop on them, right? Without having to shoot. But as soon as you fire, they're sprinting off, right? So what's the plan? Do we want to go for missiles first? Do we want to send sneakers, the thieves forward, or something else?
So sneak. Me and Jay sneak.
Alright.
Like
So- DANEK and Asher will
I
sneak,
feel like we have better luck doing missiles first and then
chasing them.
jeez.
in chase, yeah.
But we don't know how far they gotta go as well.
So they're currently 30
Yeah.
feet.
True.
I'm thinking all the different possibilities in my head.
What do we think? Do you want to plan further, which could cause them to, at this point, hear you and run off, or do you want to take action? Don, what's your
Jay,
vote?
what
One
you
of
do?
them. We got a 50-50 vote right now because Asher thinks we should fire and DANEK thinks we should sneak. Right?
Basically, firing is faster.
2 on firing. Is
So
that
I'm
fine?
just gonna fire.
All right. So in the end, Don, before we take action, we agree on, or at least 2 of us agree on the plan to fire instead. So DANEK, since they're about to fire, do you want to continue with your plan and sneak? Do you want to charge them, or do you want to stop Asher and Dan, or something else?
Charge.
Charge.
Let's charge.
Okay. So you'll charge right after they fire. Asher and Dan. Well, Asher can't do anything from here. She just agrees with Dan, and so Dan and BAHN will open fire right from a distance. So Don, go ahead and roll 1d20 to hit. I'll roll for BAHN because he's a non-player character. Alright, BAHN is gonna miss.
Oh.
Unless I forgot to see if he accepted the offer. Alright, so Don, you roll a 4. You also miss. So the 2 of you open fire. BAHN fires a strong shot at one of the rabbits, misses. You fire your light crossbow at them and you miss as well. The rabbits, of course, there's only 2 things they can do. They'll either flee or freeze up, right? So it's gonna be based on a morale check here. If they pass the morale check, they'll free, or actually they won't freeze up because there's no reason for them to. They either will flee or take cover, right? Like, or not take cover but hide. So flee or hide. So if they're scared, they'll just keep fleeing. But if they're not scared, they'll just find a place to hide, right? Take cover. So if they pass the morale check, they'll hide, right? They'll take a chance to hide. But if they fail it, they'll flee. Alright, and they, I think that's a, let's see, herd animal. I think that's a pass, so, you see them actually go into their rabbit holes, right? Not too far away. So they pass, they go into their holes. They were brave enough to just hide instead of flee. So naturally, if they fled, you would be able to follow them, right? Follow them by following their tracks. But they chose to hide instead, so they went underground. So now they're trapped underground. You can try to force them out or lay some traps for them, but they went underground. You see the rabbit hole that they went into. So at this point, do you want to pursue them further, or do you want to just move on?
Because we're right now wasting time trying to get these rabbits, which is also wasting our
Let's move
hunger.
on.
I feel move on. Because the fact is now they're in a hole, and those like rabbit holes are very deep. So we don't know
It
how
can
long
be,
they
but
go.
we don't know the depth of it. We don't know if it's a fresh hole and only shallow, or if there's a pregnant rabbit, because that also means they'll have a shallow burrow as well.
Okay. Yeah. Cause,
But I would say move on, because we are currently wasting time.
Very well. So Asher and Danek agree it's time to move on. Don, what do you think?
Move on. Earlier I said it.
Good to go. The party continues their travels south. Only about 10 minutes were lost, so it's fine. And the group continues toward the outpost. Alright. So now it is 10:50 upon arrival, right, at the outpost. Like I said, it would take 1.5 hours to get there. So from 9 o'clock, it took us a little longer due to that encounter, and planning and such from earlier. So at 10:50, we arrive at the outpost. What you first see, of course, as you make your way through the woods, is the northernmost lookout post, which is basically this cone-shaped wooden structure built high in the tree, and connected to it is a rope and wood bridge that spans further south toward an actual treehouse-looking structure that is barely visible. From a distance, it would not be visible, but from up close, you can kind of spot it, right? It's covered and concealed by large branches and, of course, large branches and leaves, mainly pine needles from the pine trees in the area. But the actual tree the treehouse was built in was not in a pine tree. It was built in like an oak, right? Or like a normal temperate tree, not a pine. So, some sturdy trees out here. Most of the normal trees, of course, are leafless during the winter months. Only the pine trees mainly are covering and concealing it, and the branches. So it's pretty visible actually during the winter months. Alright, so like I said though, you don't see that one too well. The one you see best, of course, is the northernmost lookout post, right? And there most likely is a sentry in that outpost. You spot this from a safe distance, of course. Making any approach could of course be dangerous. Still, the elves are not exactly allies with the humans. In the past, there were expedition teams that had different intents toward the elves, right? Some of them actually tried to do harm to the elves, and unfortunately try to capture some, right? So the elves are mostly friendly to most humans, but they're still cautious of humans every now and then, right? Due to past actions. Every group is different though. So you're 110 yards out when you first spot the, or no, we'll say 11 yards. So you're 11 yards out, so 33 feet away from the northernmost outpost or lookout post. Do you want to approach carefully? Do you want to call out and let your position be known to them before the approach, or how do you want to continue after spotting the first post?
I feel like let them know that we're there, so they don't feel like we're like the other people that have been there. Because we have good intents to be good to them. Not like the
We just sneak up on them, that be like, why are you here? Why are you sneaking?
Right, that would look bad.
Attack.
It'd be very on edge due to the war currently as well.
Yeah, very true. So you'll just march up normally,
like
let yourself be known.
Yeah, normally
unarmed.
Call out. Yeah.
Okay, call out to them. Like, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know how many of us are here, and yeah.
Alright, so you call out to the elves. You immediately start by letting them know who you are and how many you are, I guess. Right, so Danek's like, you can tell me exactly what you want to say if you want, or I can just get an idea for you of what you want to say. So, is there anything particular
I don't know,
you want to say?
just like, hi, we're travelers and we're in some need of some resources right now. Do you know anyone that can help us?
information on like the temple or like. Well, that's like after we like get to know them, but yeah, we're here. We're not gonna do anything to you.
All right, sounds good.
We come
So
in peace.
as
Come in
Asher
peace.
and Danik explain themselves to the elves, Dan, did you want to say or do anything as well?
Nope.
No. Okay, so you just kind of stood by as Asher and Danik tried speaking with the elves, and let's see how they react. They react uncertain of the situation. So after hearing both of you speak at once, the elf is uncertain, and instead, he starts to speak to you, but in the elf language. Maybe he doesn't know your language, right? So you can see, maybe he's trying to be understanding. He looks toward your group, and you can see kind of step out in the elf tongue. He shows like he points toward maybe like your weapons, and says something in Elvish. Maybe he's trying to get you to store your weapons, right? The main person he's pointing toward is Dan, because Dan doesn't have a way to store his weapon. He has a crossbow and it's loaded currently with one shot in it. So the others are able to put their weapons away, right? Like Danik, you can tuck your club into your belt. BAHN can tuck his sling into the pouch. Asher can sheath her dagger, right? So you guys look like you don't have intent to attack, right? But Dan has potential intent to attack, right? He's one step away from making an attack, right? Which is just aiming and firing. So, Dan, do you want to unload the crossbow? And that would be the only way you can safely carry it without looking hostile, to unload it. So you can tell that the crossbow's loaded, right? It's been drawn back, or the string has been pulled back, and there's a bolt loaded.
I like leave the um session.
What was that?
I like leave the session.
Leave the expedition?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. It is possible if you want to head out, but Asher and Danik, the bare minimum is typically at least 3. Otherwise, 2 is just too small of a team to make any progress. If Dan leaves mid-session, do you guys want to end it too, or do you guys want to push on without Dan? Because he's looking like he needs to head back. I'm sorry.
I'd say end it. It is pretty late for us at the moment, too.
Okay. Danik.
Due to time zones.
Very well. Yeah, it's 11:36 p.m. here, where I'm at.
It's 1:36 in the morning here.
Okay, so you're in Australia?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. So I guess we'll
Yeah.
end it here. So, after speaking with the elves just for a brief moment, Dan refuses to unload, and therefore you guys turn your backs and make your way back to base, right back to the shoreline. And throughout the story today, it wasn't exactly successful, but it also wasn't bad. There were no casualties. At the very least, you're able to pay for your living costs on your own. The bare minimum living cost is typically 1 copper a day, or a means of survival, which is shelter, water, and food. Naturally, the shoreline base will be evacuated temporarily today at some point. You will be able to feed yourselves, which is the highest cost to your living expenses. Water is basically free. You will be able to boil it, and wood for shelter is also basically free. You will be able to gather it as long as you are capable, right? You're all are capable, and no one's wounded or injured or diseased. So, with that, we can wrap up the story. Thank you for playing, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.
Thank you, DM. Thank you for the night.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Oh wait, one more thing before we stop. So Knight, I want to reward you for inviting one of these or both of these players, possibly. Who did you invite? Did you invite both of them or just one of them?
Nope, none.
You didn't invite them.
I invited Jay.
Oh, you invited Jay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ethan
see you.
invited me, and then I invited Beth to play.
Okay, so I do give rewards for inviting new players, so that's why I wanted to talk about this. So Ethan, I know you weren't in this game, but you your player that
Yeah.
you invited did play today without you, and therefore she got you rewarded. So you get another reroll, which translates into a choice roll now. So you lose your choice, or you lose your reroll because you already had one, and now you have a choice roll, which is worth 2 rerolls, right? And then Jay, I know you're new, but you actually get rewarded a special roll called a reroll, which can be purchased or earned, and you earned yours today by recruiting your friend Beth to our group. So you get a reroll, which allows you to reroll. Yeah. So.
Oh, yay.
Yep. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. If you have any questions or concerns,
Alright,
please
see you
let me
next
know.
time.
Yeah. Have a good night. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Good night.
Night.
What?